Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between the hills and the forest, there was a young boy who loved nothing more than listening to scary bedtime stories. Every night before he went to sleep, his mother would tell him a new tale, each one scarier than the last. The little boy would snuggle under his warm blankets and listen with wide-eyed wonder as his mother's words painted pictures of monsters, ghosts, and things that go bump in the night. One evening, after a long day of playing outside and helping his mother with the chores, the little boy crawled into bed and waited for his mother to come in and tell him a story. But as the minutes ticked by, he grew restless and looked towards his closet, where he heard a strange sound coming from. At first, he thought it was just the wind rustling the clothes hanging inside, but the sound grew louder and more insistent. The little boy sat up in bed and listened, his heart racing as he tried to figure out what could be making such a noise. Suddenly, the closet door creaked open, and the little boy saw a shadowy figure lurking inside. The figure was tall and menacing, with glowing eyes that shone in the dark. It moved slowly towards the bed, its long fingers curling into claws as it reached out to grab the little boy. Terrified, the little boy scrambled out of bed and ran towards the door. But when he looked back, he saw that the shadowy figure was right behind him, its breath hot and fetid on his neck. He screamed and tried to open the door, but it was locked tight. The shadowy figure closed in, its sharp teeth glinting in the dim light. Just when the little boy thought he was done for, he woke up, drenched in sweat and shaking with fear. It had all been a nightmare, he told himself, a bad dream brought on by too many scary stories. But when he looked towards the closet, he saw that the door was still slightly open, and he couldn't shake the feeling that something was still lurking inside. The little boy tried to calm himself down and went back to sleep, but he couldn't stop thinking about the shadowy figure in the closet. The next morning, he woke up feeling tired and anxious, and he didn't want to go near the closet or even talk about the scary dream he had. Over the next few nights, the little boy tried to forget about the nightmare and the strange noise coming from the closet, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching him. He heard footsteps outside his door, whispers in the dark, and sometimes he thought he could even see the shadowy figure lurking in the corners of his room. Finally, one night, the little boy could take it no longer. He got out of bed and walked over to the closet, determined to confront whatever was inside. As he reached out to grab the door handle, he heard a voice whisper in his ear, "Don't open that door, little boy. You don't know what's waiting for you on the other side." But the little boy was brave, and he wanted to face his fear head-on. He opened the closet door and found himself face to face with a grotesque creature, its skin blackened and flaking, its eyes glowing red. The creature growled and reached out to grab the little boy, but he was too quick. He ducked under its grasp and ran out of the room, calling for his mother. When his mother came in, she found the little boy shaking with fear and telling her all about the shadowy figure and the grotesque creature he had seen. She tried to reassure him that it was just his imagination, that there